In the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most compassionate, the most merciful, all praise and thanks are due to Him, and peace and blessings be upon His beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. He who is guided by the will of Allah, no one can misguide him, and he who is misguided, no one can guide him except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is narrated that one of the great scholars of Islam, Abdullah al-Mubarak, hundreds of years ago, he was the great scholar of Iraq in his time. He was leading the the group of those, or the caravan and the group and the delegate of Al-Hajj, the pilgrimage, in his time. So, at that time they did not have highways, did not have this kind of easy ways. It was, full of rocks and problems and, a lot of thieves in the way, deserts and difficulties. So, and it used to take them a long time till they reached to Mecca. So after they left Iraq, in one of the areas, they were taking rest as a huge number of delegates going to Hajj at that time. So he was just traveling around the area. He noticed a woman, it seems that she's poor. She was approaching a dead chicken, and as if he noticed that she plans to eat this chicken or to prepare it. It was a dead, a dead animal. So he told her that it is haram, it is prohibited. You are not allowed to eat the meat of the dead animals. Then she said, إِلَيْكَ عَنِّي فَإِنَّهَا قَدْ أُحِلَّتْ لَنَا. He said, go away from me. It is halal, it is permissible for me. Which means we have reached to the, to the level of what we say, ad-darura. She reached to the level that it became permissible because they were starving out of hunger. So then he discovered that she belongs to a village nearby, and all of the village, they were so poor. They were in a miserable situation. So when he became sure from this, look what he did. He returned back to the huge number of pilgrims who were planning to go to Mecca. They were dreaming to go to Mecca. Then he told them about the concept of priorities. There are people who are dying and we are going to Hajj. So he collected the money from all Muslims in that delegate, and he gave it to the whole village, to solve their problem. And then he said his beautiful word, قال ارجعوا فقد تم حجكم. He said, go back to your home. You have completed and performed your Hajj, your pilgrimage. This kind of understanding, pushes me to remind myself, my respected brothers and sisters. We have millions of people who are in need. Many people, they are starving in Syria, in Yemen, in Palestine, in Lebanon, and a lot of refugees, especially at that time in Yemen and in Syria, or from Syria and Yemen. So I think maybe it's good to have a new way of thinking, and it's just I'm advising myself and respected brothers and sisters. We keep thinking that we should be advising just the very rich people. No, I'm addressing the normal people, the lay people. I'm addressing the middle class people. How many of us we used to every year to perform the Umrah once or twice? Those who were planning to go to the Hajj, in case if they did not go to Hajj, can't you spare part of your money to send to the people of need? Those who were planning, and they do go to Umrah twice or three times, especially in the area of Bilad al-Sham, the Levant area. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of us, we do perform Umrah more than twice or three times, sometimes a year. Can't we spare this money now and give it to the people in need and poor people, either through online donating or going to the close, siblings or the close relatives, kins, all those people? Do your best to help. And the final just advice, why not to think, in case if you and me, we are from those who do more than one type of food, mainly on our table in Ramadan and apart from Ramadan. If we make 2-3 types, for example, why not to try just to stick with one type and try to donate every 5 or 10 days the amount of money which could be equal to about $100 or $150 at least Not as a rich person, as a normal person, as a middle class people. We can spare $100 a week or 10 days as part of the extra food that we used to eat. Can you imagine? I was told by one of this kind of relief agencies that when they help the refugees, they need $19 to feed one refugee for the whole month of Ramadan. Just 19. I used to say it's like a suite of 3 dishes of sweet for 3 persons at any Arab country, which is nothing to feed a refugee. Just the food for whole month of Ramadan. $150. You can feed a family of 5 members for the whole month of Ramadan. Please do your best. And addressing the middle class people who can spare from the normal style of life. Go to your relatives, to any kind of societies, any kind of groups, anyone whom you trust, online or in person. But please, let's create a new way of thinking how we should be spending our money and on who we should be spending our money. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from you, from me, from all of us, inshallah, and let all kind of ajr, inshallah, be in our, inshallah, scales of deeds when we meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the day of a judgment. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from you and keep asking Allah to help all of us, inshallah, so that at least middle of Ramadan, not to come to the end of Ramadan, but we all can pray at the masajid, inshallah, as we use. Jazakumullah khairan, taqabbal Allah ta'atukum. We continue our prayer, inshallah, in a few minutes.